Stephen A. Stephen A. got some. I didn't realize how much pressure Stephen A. has on him now.
Kwame,
come up there in an afro jacket. You come up there looking like you a bro. Okay, bitch, since I'm playing in your head that much, I want you to go up there in an all black jacket this time. Since you're down now, wear a black hat, tilt it to the side. I want you to wear some black shades. Fuck it, nigga. Put on some black shades up that motherfucker. And have you a poke, a Newport long. No, Newport short. Have a Newport short hanging out your goddamn mouth with a black glove on each hand, nigga. And after you finish, I want you to talk the whole time like my uncle used to do with the cigarette in his mouth. And when you talking about nothing but sports, we don't want to hear you talking about nothing else personal, bitch. Talk about sports, but do it with a cigarette in your mouth. Newport short hanging out like that. That's the only way we're going to listen to you from now on.
It seems like that's what it is. Because a few days ago, I think for 3-4 days ago now, he came to work with a HBCU Black Power. He came with a HBCU Black Power jacket on to work. And he's known for wearing his suits and stuff. He rarely dresses that casual. But a lot of people are like, oh, it's pressure on him. He got to prove he part of the black cause. Da, da, da. Well, it seems like his excuse for wearing it is he got it from, what would they call, Chicago Playground. And as part of that HBCU support, he went to a HBCU, but he also wore it on Memorial's Day, was pissed off some white people. But yeah,
he went to Winston-Salem.
Yeah,
North Carolina.
Yeah, it placed some pressure on him. But recently, I think it was yesterday, he walked off the set when he went on a rampage or a rant against the idea of black coaches and GMs not being as prominent in the NBA. How easy it is for Caucasians to get these jobs and how the black people aren't even considered for a lot of these jobs. It's instantaneously given to a white person. The example he's talking about is Danny Ainge, who is the president of basketball operations for the Boston Celtics. And he had to step down because nobody else is going to Boston after what he did to Isaiah Thomas. Boston has a terrible record with racism. It's just nobody was going there. They just weren't. So, yeah. So now he steps down and Brad Stevens gets the job, and Stephen A. went on a rant about that. So we go ahead and just click on and start here.
The case, we see coaches on the sideline. They don't want to become head coaches. They've been assistants for years. You got a guy like Phil Handy in Los Angeles that's been an assistant everywhere he's gone to get championships. Cleveland, Toronto, and LA. Okay? And it wasn't just LeBron. It was Kawhi, too. There's a plethora of guys. You got Sam Cassell. He's going to be a hell of a coach one day in the NBA if he gets that opportunity. Chauncey Billups. Everybody was talking about he had an opportunity to get an executive's position. And then suddenly it dwindles. But Steve Nash, who we love and respect, great dude, got a black agent, one of the great ones, Mr. Bill Duffy. Steve Nash never coached on any level. And not only does he get the job, he gets the job with the full support of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, who, by the way, never insisted that a black candidate be interviewed and be put front and center so we'll know who that individual is.
Now, that's calling out, hey, listen, he basically saying Kyrie, and particularly Kyrie, is a hypocrite. You talking all this black stuff, and you didn't even want a black coach. Wow. I don't know how true that is. We just know that the job was up for. I think they fired Kenny Atkinson. I think that's his name, white guy. They clearly didn't want him. We didn't hear anything about candidates except for Steve Nash. I'm just saying. I don't know Stephen A. Smith. He obviously, once again, putting forth attacks on KD and Kyrie Irving.
He loved calling those two out.
He also called out another person in this, but I'm just saying, he kind of got a point right there. Right there, he kind of got a point. They didn't even, I'm just saying, they wanted Steve Nash. I'm just saying.
We got Brad Stevens here. It's Boston. Tatum's your star. Jaylen Brown's your star. We understand what role that they play, particularly Jaylen Brown, in social justice issues. We're supposed to be woke. We're supposed to understand that knee on George Floyd's neck wasn't just about violence and police brutality. It was also the figurative semblance that it provided, where you're feeling like constantly people have their knee on your neck since the time you come out of the womb. We've been talking about all of this stuff, and people are willing to say, oh, Stephen A's bringing up race. Oh, Stephen A's bringing up George Floyd and equating that to Tebow. No, I'm not. What I'm saying is, from a figurative perspective, what we witnessed and what got the nation up and it just inspired was because what we saw was symptomatic and emblematic of how we feel as a people, consistently being marginalized, consistently being minimized, consistently being underappreciated, undervalued. And in a world of sports where you got dudes with guaranteed contracts making money that would secure their generations of family, you got folks hesitant to speak up. You got players, NBA players are some of the most powerful people in this world. When have they spoken up for black coaches? When?
Let me say this. I have a theory. There's one player that I believe don't like playing for white coaches. And that's LeBron James. I've been telling you that for the longest.
He said that.
Look at the track record, y'all. LeBron James, everywhere he's went, he did not want a white coach. When he had that white coach in Cleveland in 2015, he did not want him to coach. You could tell. Got him fired immediately, and they brought in Tyronn Lue. We know he wanted Tyronn Lue to be with the Lakers. Couldn't get him. They set up for Coach Frank Vogel, and they made sure the assistant was a black coach. I'm just saying, LeBron clearly, and he obviously played for Eric Spoelstra in Miami, who's a Hispanic or whatever dude. Clearly, there is one player who don't like playing for white coaches that often. I'm just saying, but I'll be honest, I haven't seen too many players say anything about black coaches. I think what's his name, CJ McCollum was on a podcast and he spoke about why black coaches have problems in the NBA and all that stuff. I believe a lot of the struggles that black coaches have in the NBA is because a lot of them are into the old school eye test. They don't believe in the metrics and all that stuff. And so they get pushed back and get called, dinosaurs.
When have they spoken up for black executives, GMs, president of basketball operations? When has that happened? LeBron, all of them, everybody. Where the hell have they been? Nobody's done anything. And then when we the media, we bring it up, and you got white folks out here gonna sit up there and look at Stephen A. and say, oh, here he is bringing up race. And none of the black players speak up and say, yo, he got a point. Yo, he's right. Yo, there's something that needs to be done here. Do y'all want me to bring up the Rooney Rule and how it might be needed in basketball? Oh, I forgot. I can't do that. Why? Because the Rooney Rule ain't even working in the damn NFL. So when are we going to say something about it? You know what? I'm going to walk away. I'll be right back because I'm scared I'm going to say something that might get me in trouble because I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Now, obviously, some of that was performative. That was his way of showing. Yeah, most of it. That was his way of saying, I'm the real woke one. I'm speaking up for the black coaches. Y'all don't even want these black men to coach y'all. I will say this. Right now, they're talking about Becky Hammon, I think it's her name, the former WNBA player who is a assistant coach for the Spurs, the white woman. Mm-hmm. They've been trying their best to get her a coaching job with the Spurs. The Spurs are clearly not going to hire her. I believe the second Kawhi left, that job was gone. They don't want to give her a job where she's coaching a bad team. So now they're talking about her going, guess where? To Boston.
Wow.
So a white woman is going to get that job instead of all these, not even just black men, all these male coaches that's been waiting for 10 years on the benches. They're not going to get that chance. I remember when they was in an uproar when Tim Duncan coached the Spurs for one game, and they were like, Becky Hammon should have got that coach. Tim Duncan played with his team for over 20 years. He knows the system like the back of his hand. He know it better than her. That's why Popovich chose him to coach that one game.
Yeah.
So they trying to get Becky Hammon in a coaching job, and I think that would be disrespectful for her to get a job. That'll be one female coach. What, 5 male coaches? The percentage is ridiculous considering it's a male league. But what do you think? You think it was all fake?
I think Stephen A. Smith is performing. I think Kwame on his damn neck right now. So he got to find any way he can to get this heat off of him and make it seem like I'm woke.
Yeah, y'all the ones ain't woke.
Y'all the ones ain't woke. I'm trying to get black male coaches in the lead, and y'all worried about other things.
Yeah, he basically calling them out for hypocrisy that he feel they don't really care about improving the betterment of people around them. Just they want to look good in front of the camera. That's what he's saying.
Some of that is true.
Some of that is definitely true. Definitely some of that is true, but I think he did this, especially the part walking off. That's just so
too
fake.
much.
That's just that's overperforming.
When he about to laugh, he was about to laugh. That's what it was.
Yeah. So hey man, Stephen A got pressure on him. He was right a little bit though, especially with the Kyrie KD thing. Particularly Kyrie, because KD not doing all that, but Kyrie on this whole journey type thing, and you okay the white coach. So I mean, what are we talking about here? There is a certain level of hypocrisy that he has to accept in what he's been saying, but yet his actions show differently.
Maybe he'll respond.
He won't respond. He don't respond to the media. But once again, he made sure to attack the players again, which is what Kwame was talking about.
He always find a way to attack the players.
He didn't attack the organizations, the owners of the teams who hire them. He attacked the players for not forcing the owners to hire them. As always, Stephen A., you've been doing it for a good 15 years now. You finally, you left the spotlight for a little while. Once again, I don't know why people just stopped talking about it, but it's coming back to the spotlight now. The stuff you've been saying, how you carried yourself in front of that First Take camera, the things you've said, who you've constantly put blame on, how you try to create narratives. So we'll see if this is his reckoning. Even though, once again, Stephen A got too much clout at ESPN. He's not in any real trouble. It's just his public perception is definitely shifting back to where it was 5, 6, 7 years ago. That's what I think. But anyway, man, that's just a quick video on that. I think Stephen A feeling a little bit of fire a little bit. I didn't expect it to be this hot for him. I thought this was just a little internet thing, not a big deal, but apparently he's definitely feeling it.
And we got to ask that question. Stephen A. Smith, what was you doing at them college campuses?
What were you doing at the college campuses, Stephen A? But anyway, man, all praise to the Most High and peace.